Good evening, all lovers of freedom. My name is Nemeke Jofo. I'm one of the lawyers to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Today, we had what we call travesty of justice. Today, freedom was slaughtered on the altar of justice. Today, we cry, we mourn, not because we lost, but because we strongly believe that justice was not done in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now, in the course of reading the judgment by His Lordship, Honorable Justice James Omotosho, several things came to mind. One of the substantial things that came to mind was the fact that Honorable Justice James Omotosho gave judgment convicting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the basis of the evidence of people who were not present, who did not participate in the entire scenario that led to this case. For instance, all the witnesses that appeared before him were State Security Service operatives who were not present at the events. They claim, for instance, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast caused destruction of properties in the southeast, caused the killings of people, the killing of somebody like Ahmed Gulak. Now the question is this: how was it possible that His Lordship can come to such conclusion when no single person was arrested for any of the destructions in the southeast? How can my Lord come to such conclusion when no single person was presented before him as somebody who participated in the killing of Gulak? Though, for all we know, those who killed Gulak may have killed Gulak for their own personal reasons. But the DSS, in their evidence, claimed that the doctor who wrote the autopsy said Gulak was killed by IPOB. And the doctor was not called to give evidence. And these are police doctors. In other words, they are doctors of the prosecution. They are doctors who came who work with the prosecutor. So such doctors or such reports cannot be said to be without bias. What we expected was for them to have brought the person who conducted the autopsy, the person who wrote the medical report, to say, yes, I wrote the medical report. Then we can cross-examine him on the basis of the reports he wrote. We cannot ask him, how did you know that this man was killed by IPOB members? There was no human being who was present at the killing, even though those who were present at the killing are alive. Even though the Nigerian police and the SSS took statements from them, they did not present them to court to testify as to what they actually saw. Rather, we had DSS officers who claimed that they investigated the incident. And when we requested for the investigation report, they could not present one single investigation report. So you see that all these stories are concocted stories. All these stories are hearsay stories. And unfortunately, His Lordship relied on them to find conviction against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and awarded a life imprisonment. Now, it's so ridiculous because justice is supposed to be seen to be done. You do not do justice like as if you are in Nollywood. Justice must not only be done, but it must be seen, so that the ordinary man on the street can look at it and say, yes, this is indeed just. But in this case, the ordinary man in the street is flabbergasted, overwhelmed, surprised, shocked, rudely shocked by the fact that you could bring in witnesses. You could bring in witnesses who were not at the scene of the event and still, with their testimony, with their hearsay testimonies, convict a man. And another thing, they claimed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made broadcasts, and it was the broadcast that caused this issue. That broadcast, did my Lord ask where those broadcasts were made? Was there any evidence as to the origin or where the broadcasts were made? The broadcasts in question were made in London. You arrest a man for making a broadcast in London, even though in London such broadcasts are not offenses. In Nigerian law, we have what we call the double jeopardy law, whereby if you want to try me on an offense that I committed outside the shores of this country, such offenses double criminality. Such offenses must also be a crime in the country where I am alleged to have committed them. If, for instance, in London, broadcast is legal, and I make my broadcast in London, which is legal, why would I be convicted in Nigeria for what I did in a country where it is legal? So that's the question. There are so many questions that His Lordship Justice Omotosho failed to answer and failed to extract from the prosecution. I don't want to say that he was railroaded into delivering such judgment. I don't want to use such words. I respect the court. I cannot use such words. But I must say that such judgments tastes bad to the senses and to the mouth. And it is my prayer that when we approach the Court of Appeal, we will find substantial justice, not technical justice like we had at the Federal High Court. So, all lovers of freedom, relax. We are strongly going to battle this at the Court of Appeal, and I can assure you that in the Court of Appeal there is hope. There will be substantial justice. We will get back our rights. We will make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's rights are well protected. And I believe that, they say 3 heads are better than 1. I want to show you just 1 head. In the Court of Appeal, we have 3 justices. So 3 will always be better than 1. And I can assure you that the justices we will meet, by the grace of God, will be better than what we had at the Federal High Court. So all of us of freedom in Biafra land, remain calm, remain coordinated, remain focused. Don't remove your eyes from the ball. Let your eyes be on the ball. We are going to where we are going. And like I always say, this is Surugede dance, the dance of the spirit. It's in the heart. Thank you, and God bless you.